Hey, what is up, Los Angeles, and welcome back to your Rams LAFB Show. I am your host, Ryan Anderson, and today we are talking about the latest Anthony Richardson trade buzz and why, as tempting as it may sound, the Los Angeles Rams might want to sit this one out. Look, the idea is enticing on its surface. A former top 5 pick, a rare athlete, he's still in his 20s, but when you break it down, the historical context, development timelines, coaching fit, and even the trade market, it is a much riskier play than that. So the big news is that the Colts officially allowed Richardson to seek a trade after 3 injury-prone seasons and losing his starting job to Daniel Jones. It looks like these two parties are set for a split. So here's the thing. Richardson has been connected to the Rams for months. The rumors go all the way back to October 2025 when people first started talking about him potentially learning under Sean McVay and Matthew Stafford. So this is far from brand new. It's been circling for a while. But here's the key. Richardson's appeal has never been about polish. It has been about his traits, his pure athletic upside. And traits don't always fit the Rams' timeline. Let's talk about his history as a low-experience quarterback. Richardson came into the league with just 13 college starts at Florida. It's not unheard of, but historically, it is a red flag for quarterbacks. The other top quarterbacks drafted with similar low experience included Trey Lance with 17 college starts, Mitch Trubisky with 13, Dwayne Haskins with 14, Mac Jones with 17, and Kyler Murray with 18. These guys are drafted for the traits, not the resume, and the league has consistently shown that quarterbacks with limited reps take a much, much longer time to develop. Here's the kicker. Look at Trey Lance. His story is basically a blueprint for what can go wrong with raw, high-upside quarterbacks on a win-now team. Lance, he was drafted high for his traits, landed on a roster that could not absorb the learning curve. Injuries and limited reps interrupted his development, and eventually he was replaced after the timeline collapsed. Richardson, he's basically Lance 2.0. Amazing talent, elite physical tools, but the timeline to develop him just doesn't line up with the win-now Rams. Here's where Richardson stands today. 17 NFL games played, 15 starts, 2,400 passing yards, 11 TDs, 13 interceptions, a completion rate of just 50.6%. Significant time missed due to injuries. Even sitting behind a veteran like Matthew Stafford for one season probably won't be enough. NFL offenses are dense and complicated, and a player like Richardson realistically needs 2 or more seasons to develop meaningfully. So yeah, there's he's still very much a developmental project, and that's a misfit for a team that's built for immediate contention and need a starter ready to go for when Matthew Stafford does retire. Let's talk a little bit about Sean McVay here. He's openly said that his patience isn't a natural strength. He talks often about urgency being central to his identity and admits he can force things when trying to speed up outcomes. That approach has shaped the Rams. Aggressive trades for proven vets, short competitive windows, immediate schematic demands on the quarterback, and little appetite for multi-year incubation. Richardson would need the opposite environment. A rebuild, simplified reads, trial and error in games, and tolerance for inconsistency. It's not a match. You think about the Rams, Sean McVay, and Jared Goff. Jared Goff had a big, nice mechanical high floor, but had some shortcomings, and that was something that Sean McVay couldn't abide even then. Traded up for a much more consistent quarterback for Matthew Stafford. So the trademark is being shaped by teams desperate for quarterbacks like the Vikings or the Steelers. Those teams might be willing to overpay for upside swings. The Rams don't need to compete in that kind of market. That's going to drive up his cost. So a lot of people are talking about getting Richardson for perhaps a day 3 pick, a day 2 pick, something like that. Teams like the Vikings, they're going to drive that up. Richardson's coaching connections also point elsewhere. Washington with Brian Johnson, Minnesota with Kevin O'Connell, who expressed a lot of admiration for Anthony Richardson. And these are all environments built for long-term quarterback development, not necessarily immediate wins. And you think about Trey Lance, where is he now? He's sitting behind a very capable starting quarterback in Justin Herbert, who has really no chance of losing his job. So Trey Lance is going to sit behind him and continue to develop. That's kind of where you want Richardson to be, and that is certainly not the Los Angeles Rams. Metrics to reinforce the development reality of Richardson: negative EPA as a drop back passer, low success rate despite explosive plays, elite rushing efficiency is masking his passing inconsistency, and a very small sample size compared to his contemporaries, CJ Stroud or Bryce Young. Traits are louder than production here. That's a gamble for teams searching for an identity, not for our Rams team trying to sustain one. So the bottom line, Anthony Richardson still may be a future star. Someone will bet on him for his tools. The Rams should not be that team. This isn't missing out. It's roster discipline. His timeline, risk profile, and developmental needs simply don't match Sean McVay's DNA or the Rams' strategy right now. That's my take, Rams fans. What do you think? Should the Rams even touch Richardson, or is this one to walk away from? Hit us up on X. I am RL Anderson, LAFB, or here in the YouTube comments. Definitely let us know what you think. And of course, like and subscribe to the Rams LAFB so you don't miss anything. That is all we have for you. Until next time, folks, thanks for tuning in.
Ramley, thank you so much for hanging out with us and watching the Rams LAFB show. Quickly before you go, got to tell you about our friends over at Sleeper. It's the #1 sports app right now, and you've got to download it because it's got so many great features that I want to tell you about. Aside from season-long fantasy, which is the best in the business, they've also got live score trackers, in-game updates, plus the live chat where you can actually communicate with other users right on the app. But perhaps the best feature, at least that I like, is the daily fantasy feature or the live pick'em. Just pick 2 to 8 players across any sport: baseball, basketball, hockey, obviously football and our Rams. You're going to choose a player, just choose more or less. Matthew Stafford, more or less passing yards. Kyren Williams, more or less rushing yards, more or less touchdowns. 2 to 8, you can win real money. So when you go to make your first deposit, make sure you use our promo code RAMSLAFB. And Sleeper's going to give you a match bonus up to $100. So you deposit $100, they're going to give you $100 free. You're now sitting at $200. You put in $10, they're going to match you $10. You're now sitting at $20. But on top of that, right now, Sleeper is offering all new user signups a $20 free entry, no deposit required. Go sign up. You're automatically invested $20 straight from Sleeper. But you can stack that offer with that match bonus offer to add more money. Just make sure to use that promo code RAMSLAFB. Go check out Sleeper. Download it today. Tell them the guys at the Rams LAFB sent you. And as always, Ramley, thank you so much for making us a part of your day.